How to train anyone to be your salesperson in 90 seconds or less. And why would you even want to do that? I'm going to explain all that to you and teach you exactly how to do that in the next few minutes. My name is Dove Gordon from dovegordon.net, the alchemist entrepreneur. And I'm going to walk you through 3 steps to train anyone to be your salesperson in 90 seconds or less. And it's a really good skill to have. It's a really good process to have because let's say you're going to traffic and conversion or any other conference convention, whether it's a relatively small one with 100, 150 people, or even an enormous one such as TNC, Traffic and Conversion, where I think they're expecting something in the range of 7,000 people this year. Many people go to these events because they're looking for the training, but there are also many people, perhaps the majority, who go to these events because you are looking to identify highly qualified prospects, the people there who are great potential clients. And if you can leave there with 5, 10, 15 new contacts, new connections with potential clients, and have a quick conversation with them at the event and schedule a longer conversation in the days and weeks following the event, you'll do great. I mean, that can impact your entire year. The problem, of course, is that how do you leverage that? It's really hard, of course, as one person. There's only a certain number of people that you can have conversations with on any one of the days of the event. And this idea that I'm sharing with you gives you a tool that you could use to leverage your time at the event. It makes the assumption that it's good for you to go to these events and have a larger number of shorter conversations so that you can identify those who make sense to follow up with. Now, what if there were also 3, 4, 5 friends and colleagues of yours out there having conversations with people, and they're in complementary businesses, meaning they don't directly compete with you. They might do other things. So they're talking to somebody and they recognize this guy Bob might be a really good introduction for Dove. What if you then gave your friend the tools they need to make it really easy to bring you into the conversation without in any way feeling like they're pushing you? And the goal is not to sell your product or service for you, of course. The goal is to lead Bob to want to have a conversation with you, to make an introduction to you. So instead of reaching the people that you could naturally reach, it's now multiplied by 3, 4, 5 colleagues of yours out there doing the same thing. And if each of you have one of these 3-step sales scripts and you learn each other's in 90 seconds or less, you suddenly multiply the likelihood that you will leave the conference, go home with connections that matter to you, potential clients. And that's probably what you really want. So here's how it works. Step number 1 we call the leading question. You and your colleagues, you'll sit down and each of you will develop a simple leading question and then you teach it to the other ones in 90 seconds or less. For example, I would teach you my leading question. My leading question would be this. You're talking to somebody. You recognize that you're talking to somebody who is a consultant, a coach, an expert, and they're looking to get more clients. They're probably not the celebrity type. They're probably not looking to be the next celebrity guru. They just want to be doing great work with great clients and making a great income, adding several $100,000 a year to their income. And they want it to be consistent. That's who I'm looking for. Those are the people I can help. And you're talking to somebody and you realize that this person might be good for Dove. But how do you elegantly bring that up? How do you confirm that it actually makes sense? So you use my leading question. My leading question might be this. What do you do to ensure that you always have a consistent flow of your ideal clients? You just ask that question. Now I want you to notice 2 very important qualities to the leading question, and you'll want to build this into your leading question as well. Number 1, it assumes that there's a problem they have and don't want, a result they want and don't have. And we teach that there are only 2 things that anybody is interested in, a problem they have and don't want, result they want and don't have. So you build that assumption into your leading question. It makes it easy and elegant and effortless for your colleagues, your salespeople, to bring you into the conversation without bringing you into the conversation. The other thing is that this leading question cannot be answered with a simple yes or no. So once they begin to answer, give you some information in response to your leading question, then you are now ready for step 2, the dig deeper question. The important thing about step 2, it has to be so simple because again, you're training them in 90 seconds or less. The question is, how so? Or some version of that. So they started telling you what they do to consistently get clients or that they're struggling. And that's part of the importance of this. If I may say, it's part of the brilliance of this, is that Step 2, the second question doesn't matter how they answered the first question. In answer to the first question, either they're going to say, well, this is what I'm doing to get clients consistently, or they're going to say, I'm actually a little stuck on that. I've been trying lots of different things. In either situation, you then follow up with step 2 and you say, well, how so? In all likelihood, if they are doing this, that, and getting some result, that will lead you to uncover where even though things are working well, there is a wall, they hit a wall, or if things are not going well, they're kind of stuck to begin with. And that's what you're looking for with the question of how so. Okay? Now, there's no judgment involved in how so. It generally will lead your prospect to give you more information. And if they already gave you a lot of information from step 1, you can skip it from time to time. So great. So where are you now? All right? You've asked the leading question. You've gotten some additional layers and learned more about what's working and what's not working from your step 2 question, how so, the digging question. All this leads to step 3. So once you asked the leading question, got some information, got some follow-up or deeper insights based on what's working and what still needs to be working for them. And it sounds like this. Hey, Jim, based on what you just told me, I really do think that you'd gain a lot if you had a conversation with my friend Dove Gordon, and I'd be happy to introduce you. You know, Dove helps consultants and coaches get clients consistently, particularly those who are not looking to be celebrities, those who are not looking to take the path of the charismatic guru, those who are looking to take the path of mastery. Would you want me to make an introduction? Now, all you've done is, right, you've given them 3 steps. Step 1, customized for you. Step 3, customized for you. You write these things down on a single card, an index card, right? And the 3, 4, 5 of you together, you kind of sit down and you have those cards in your pocket. You just kind of quick review them from time to time if you need a refresher. And you're unleashed out there on the floor meeting people, sending great prospects to each other, with the added benefit of the endorsement of somebody. Far better than if you just happen to walk up to someone and start a conversation. That may or may not go so well. But when someone else that they met introduces you and endorses you, that adds another layer of credibility. Let me give you another example from a friend and colleague of mine, John Corcoran. Now, John helps business owners, entrepreneurs, and so on build relationships with influencers, VIPs, and top performers in your industry, so that, you know, because that could bring you lots of attention and benefit. So if John was doing this, what he might do for his leading question, he might write this. He says, well, what do you do to get access and support from key influencers, VIPs, and top performers in your industry to find ways to support your business, to grow your business? That might be how he would frame or write out his leading question, and then give that to, you know, a few other people who are working together with him, collaborating to be able to send him some introductions and referrals. Another colleague and friend, Mandy Ellefson. Mandy helps is the hands-off CEO, helps business owners who have gotten to the point where the business is growing and it now has to become less about them. Mandy's leading question might be, what are you doing to remove yourself from the day-to-day so that you can grow and have more free time? That's an example. John and Mandy may come up with better versions of this. I'm giving this to you as examples. In either case, if I was working the floor, so to speak, and I had them in mind, I'm talking to somebody who tells me that things are going well, but it's just his business is completely consuming him. He doesn't get a chance to enjoy it very much. Then I might say, well, what have you been doing, or what are you doing to remove yourself from the day-to-day and so on, right? That gives me a chance to deepen my understanding, to learn more before I bring Mandy into the picture, right? And then I might say, how so? Or if I have enough information, I might skip that. And then, if so, you really should talk to my good friend Mandy Ellefson from the Hands-Off CEO. And I'm sure that if I made the introduction, she'd be more than happy to give you some time just to find out if you're somebody that you might be able to help. Would you like me to make that introduction? So what we've talked about here today is the 90-second sales training. 3 steps to train anybody to be your salesperson in 90 seconds or less. If you're going to be at traffic and conversion over the next few days, this really could help you in a significant way. Just get together with 2, 3, 4 friends and get a little simple index card, and each of you write out the leading question and your recommendation, the wording for recommendation. Spend a little time just becoming familiar with it. Finally, I do know that you may have questions on this because I'm really trying to keep this as short as possible. So feel free to post your questions in the comments below. Also, please, if you've used this, and good for you because most people learn information and don't apply it, post your success stories in the comments below. Third, share this with your friends who are going to traffic and conversion because you guys just may be able to help each other out, and this will teach them how. And finally, for 5 years, we sold this manual called How to Systematically and Consistently Attract First-Rate Clients. We sold it for $97 for 5 years. The link on the screen right now, you can go there and get it for free. Okay, we sold it for 5 years for $97. Use the link on the screen and you can go and get it for free. Dove Gordon here. Leave your questions, comments below. Share this with anyone else who's going to be at the conference with you, and share your success stories. Bye.